Okay, I have never played Devil May Cry before, not a single game in the series. My understanding is that this series, along with God of War, basically pioneered the
May Cry HD collection.
spectacle brawler, namely the sort of game that's more about crazy, over-the-top spectacle, insane fights and style, and not as much about like raw difficulty. So it's button mashy, sort of, like Bayonetta, but if you play the game precisely, you get a higher rating, and that's where you get style. So it's not really, you're gonna win the game, right? It's like Diablo. In Diablo, you're gonna win, but how efficiently do you win? How cool are you while you win? What kind of cool stuff happens while you're winning? And can you play it on the highest difficulty and dodge everything and never get hit and get a DMC equivalent of a platinum rating and everything. Now, I've played Bayonetta before playing Devil May Cry, so my understanding is that Bayonetta is pretty heavily inspired by the genre that this and the original God of War games helped to kick off, right? I'm going to look at settings here. This is the HD collection, and I'm playing it on PC. I do not have the original PS2 game. This game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. This game's also super quiet. Let me turn it up for you guys.
Let's rock, baby.
Heard some pretty funny cutscenes in this game. It's the thing about, like, fill your soul with light or something. Titles on. It's fine. Oh, this is 480p? Let me do that then.
Devil May Cry.
2 millenniums ago, there was a war
Millenniums.
between the human world and the other, the underworld. But somebody from the underworld woke up to justice and stood up against this legion alone.
Oh man,
His
stood up
name
to
was
justice.
Sparta. Later, he quietly reigned the human world and continued to preserve harmony until his death. He became a legend, the legendary Dark Knight, Sparta.
And now he dances around in hell. Okay, this isn't actually 480p. I'm switching back. Just the title screens. Very furry, Ben. Everyone loves you. Name of a bar, I didn't know that.
Devil May Cry. Sorry, we closed at 9. Again, no password. I can't seem to get any of
Whoa, slow down, babe.
Well, what do we have? Music call? It's in the back.
So, you must be the handyman who'll take any dirty job.
I mean, it seems like I
Am
have
I
a specific kind of dirty job that I accept.
Almost. I only take special jobs, if you know what I mean.
You're the man who lost a mother and a brother to evil 20 years ago. The son of the legendary Dark Knight Sparta, Mr. Dante.
Well, the way I figure it, in this business a lot of your kind comes around. And if I kill each one that comes, eventually I should hit the jackpot sooner or later.
In that case, you should be used to this sort of thing.
Dude, this is so early 2000s. This is 2001, right? Like The Matrix or Constantine. But with, like, not super great localization from Japanese, too. It's even better.
Sword. Time to go to work, guys.
Playing this in 2001.
Even as a child, I had powers. There's demonic blood in me.
What strength?
I mean, he's shot with a gun.
You were the first one to know about my vengeance.
My
Looks like
vengeance?
I'm getting closer.
I'm excited for this game's bad localization.
Seems that way, but I'm not your enemy. My name is Trish. I came here to seek your help. To put an end to the underworld.
What?
I've
20
been.
years ago, Mundus, the Emperor of the
Mundus.
Underworld, resurrected.
Mundus.
Yes,
Black car.
his powers were sealed by Sparta. He's attempting to gain control of the human world once again. He has been preparing to open the gate on Malay Island.
Yeah.
The castle is above this cliff.
Yeah, hooray,
Come on,
fix.
let's go! Ha!
I completely destroyed my house earlier. Now she's my ally. Alright, video games. Let's go. Continue to be very cute, Ben. Just out of camera reach. I'm sure part of how clean this game looks for 2001 is because of the HD re-release, but it looks pretty good. I think, what other games came out in 2001? Pretty close to the release of Final Fantasy X, right? 10 was like 2000-ish? Yeah, that seems right. Curse of the Bloody Puppets. Break the evil spell and open the cursed door. Okay. Fixed camera angles are exciting. Like double jump. Neat. Move map mode. Figure out what my buttons are here before I get too far through the game here. Vital Star. Memento of Dante's mother. Virgil with an E. Devil Trigger. I feel like I've heard that in a different game. Is there a dude in Beautiful Joe that does Devil Trigger? By the same devs? It's Capcom, isn't it? That's a fun game. Cool evil demon hand. To unlock new skills, you must offer the stone to the god of time. Of course I do. It makes perfect sense. I can only shoot my guns in the air. At least right now. Maybe that changes the combat. Did this game come out before the original God of War? Or they must have. I think God of War was pretty late PS2, wasn't it? Maybe mid PS2, because all three games were for PS2, I thought. Maybe God of War 3 was PS3. Oops. He's got a taunt button, of course he does. Hey, that must be the time character. The statue must be the Watcher of Time. This god knows and remembers all of the past. Words of this god are engraved. Those who desire to acquire the ancient ways of war shall offer the blood of monsters in exchange. Okay. I played quite a bit of Beautiful Joe back when it came out. Angel Dude's got a third eye. Kami and then Bayonetta. I always thought of the Okami people making Bayonetta was bizarre, but I guess it makes more sense if that's the path. So who were they when this game came out? Oh shit. I can double jump, but only if I wall jump, I guess. I see, so there can be cool secrets in this. There's like an exploration component. Did not see that coming. Clover, that's right. So they were Clover at the time of DMC. I knew Clover was the name of the dev for Okami. Trying to figure out how much exploration I can do that the game doesn't intend for me to do. Hi Ben, it's very nice. Blue orb fragment. Fragment of life. It's only 1/4 of the whole piece. Okay. Sure. It's a piece of heart. I got it. No, it's a witch's heart. It's not a piece of heart. That's a different thing. Oh, interesting. Gotcha. Sweet. It was around the time that Inafune got fired, I think. That's great. So far, this game is a lot more, it's more different from Bayonetta than I thought it was going to be. Bayonetta has a very frenetic pace. It doesn't really have much of an exploration component. You can sometimes find little secrets in individual maps, but it feels like there's a big pressure to just move to the next area as fast as possible. Which works for that game. That's what that game's about. It's a puppet that resembles the residents of this castle. Man, getting my ass kicked by fixed camera angles. Generally really like them. Combat and cutscenes from Bayonetta. Oh, how are you? Sure do. Press the key. It's a little spoopy. Oh my god. Dull. Cool. That's just a building meter.
Oh my god! Although it actually was pretty obvious.
It's bad music. This is really impressive for 2001. This feels like it's a really important game. D for dull, C for cool, B for bravo. 3 openings to insert something. Gnarly, goofy Resident Evil puzzles. The ladder, but the lid is closed. Can't go through. Hatch? Ooh, secret wood fragment. I'm digging the exploration component of it so far. We all know that shooting guns slows your fall. Makes perfect sense. I get extra of those XP orbs for getting higher combo rating. Absolute. Oh, this is so I can farm dudes, I guess. I guess not. Let's stop eventually. Absolute. Stylish. Actually includes stylish as its terminology too. Be raised when we get out of the castle. Don't think I ran into anything that had a lock on it back here, but I'll go double check now that I've opened this door. Maybe the witch thing. Time statue will listen to me now. Other side. Rusty key. Should go try to level up though. I don't know where to go. How does saving work in this game? There's save points, or does it auto-save? I doubt it auto-saves with memory cards. Save points. So, those who desire to acquire the ancient ways of war, market blood of monsters. Extra. Power up. Extra is a pretty popular word in pretty popular English word in Japanese games. 5 devil trigger gauges. Well, these are all consumables. I'm not a consumable guy. I'm sure I get like moves and stuff there as well. Yeah, lollipops. Destroy every suit of armor. It might have important shit. Only a toolbox with useless junk in it. Carrying a biplane. It's completely broken. This kind of has a not as scary Resident Evil vibe to it, the way you interact with stuff. This emblem responds to my powers. Okay. Good job, game. It already taught me that I should destroy those suits of armor, and it made sure that I attacked the wall there. Oh, man. Seems like a roll. Good to get a dodge there. Yeah. I mean, this is the only one I played, so... Just a Power Hand 5000 song to make it for it. Gotcha. There's a Final Fantasy XIV song that Power Man 5000 got upset about. It's, you look up Final Fantasy XIV Sephiroth. It's like Sephiroth, but no H at the end. It does sound pretty similar. I kind of was bummed out that they were pissy about it, though, because, like, the guy who composed it was clearly, like, trying to do a homage to them. I just remember to get some XP in. Okay. So it looks like a couple seconds or a missed melee attack break combo. You played this before, not of it? Nice. And I'm digging it so far. It's impressive for 2001. Think about what its contemporaries were at the time. Hey, sweet. 4 blue orbs. Nice. When we say let's beat every awesome game, often careful to include games that have aged very well and games that are very important to the development of the genre. Like Super Mario 64 hasn't aged very well compared to modern 3D platformers, but it is incredibly important. And I think that Devil May Cry is a really, really, really important game. I think it's also aged pretty well too. Because I don't have a lot of new combos or moves or dodges yet in the first 20 minutes of the game. It's pretty much just mashing attack. I could see that changing. I get more of these orbs. You watch a friend play this? Right on. Okay, so I save in between missions. Good to know. Oh, it counts the number of saves you do? That's very Resident Evil. Probably something that you get for playing without ever saving. Power up. Judge of Death. So, Washu, you have some extra time since we beat Bayonetta 2 early. We're going to be playing this for an hour and 35 minutes, but because of the way the save points work, I might end a little bit early if we're close to that clock time, and I'll just give you the extra time for next session. I like the fixed camera angle. Looks like it taking damage doesn't break my combo. We'll just do that across these sessions. If I get to a save point with like 15 or fewer minutes remaining. PS2 is when games stop having as bad of an aging problem in most cases. PS1 and N64 games are tended to age pretty badly for the most part. Stylish. How long is a speedrun of this game? Per game, how long to beat's only like 7 hours. She sculpted a female in agony with a sword pierced through her chest. Wait, I can hear a voice. I am Alistor. The weak shall give their heart and swear the eternal loyalty to me. Okay. Maybe it's a flat texture. Oh, dang! Oh, shit. Okay. That's sweet. Game over. Be cool. Grim Dark Half Demon Dude. Don't go all the way up. There's the... Oh. Ugh. That's much worse than... Just pull it out of you, dude. If it was hiltless, that would have been still kind of weird. 38 minutes. That's pretty good. Well, he just starts dancing around with this cool sword that impaled him. The soundtrack is very, like, Matrix, too. Gives the possessor lightning speed and aerial capabilities. Oh, sweet. Judge of Death. So the judge should be holding something. It's very purposeful. That sequence was really funny. Like, what's the context for that? Like, dude's walking through a weird castle, sees a sword and a statue, it pops out and impales him, and he's like, cool, I'm gonna do a dance. Nobody can see me. And everything's... This game is funny. It seems like it's totally sincere, too. Grim Reaper like devils. He is embedded. Deception. I have to get used to it. The B button is the interact button, but the A button is the confirm button. Who else should come separate heaven and earth? Stand. They bonded now. Whatever. See a room on the other side. There must be another way to get there. If I can keep track of where it is on the map, maybe I can figure that out. Carbon milk. What, is there a meme about him dancing with the sword? No, it's just a funny sequence that, like, he doesn't comment on it or anything. I mean, I guess he's by himself. It's weird for him to talk to himself. He's like, yeah, sweet, this is awesome. What the? That made sense. Hey, Dorling, how you doing? Seeing you again. I can listen to the music. Thought maybe there would be a secret door in here somewhere. Oh, cool. You DMing? Hey, you have to keep more puppets. Very exciting. Cool. Oh, nice. Is there official 5e rules for being a necromancer right now? I guess it's like a subset of wizard, right? So the schools of magic. Can I maintain combo with the gun? Looks like it drops combo, at least for now. Maybe I'll get the power ups later. Immense power that will not allow anyone to get closer. Before I can run the line, I'll need a sign. I mean, is it like a formal subclass with different passives and stuff, or is it just like what spells you choose to take? Yeah, it used to be the way it worked. Oh, I'm a conjurer. Receive conjuration spells. Let's go. I should actually give 5e a try. I haven't played D&D in a long time. I don't know with DMing, but I haven't had a lot of opportunities to just play it. Yeah, for sure. Sounds good. Oh, like pit fighter, that kind of thing. Your little specialization, what kind of rogue you are. You're a deep burn assassin. Does 5e, did they bring back alignment restrictions? Like, can you only be a paladin if you're lawful good and that kind of thing? God stands before thee. To open the path, use thy strength to drive it back. Oh man, puzzles. Staff of Judgment. Staff that shines with mysterious light. Oh yeah, it's the other side of the wall we saw earlier. Right. Of course it's because it got in the way. Well, I guess, like, 3rd edition was really restrictive. Where, like, if you stopped being lawful good at all, you lost all your paladin powers and stuff. I think Wizards of the Coast has kind of moved away from, like, making alignment be that mechanical, more of a flavor idea. You're good, Dark. It'd be fun to play as a lawful villain. Some of my favorite villains in fiction are lawful neutral, especially. Michael McKean's character on Better Call Saul. They've got giant scissors. That's cool. They like the fates. There's one way to do it. There's a lot of ways you can do a lawful one. So we got puppets, scissor ladies, a bunch of little spiders, which upscale great in the HD mode. This is a way to farm some. Yes. I shall use the Staff of Judgment. Clear! Double exclamation point. Mentioned this with like the Legends of Localization book. Tomato talks about how like punctuation is still a relatively new concept for Japanese, so they really like it, and will very frequently use more than one exclamation point or question mark, even though it's not really necessary. Overcome the trial and acquire the pride of the lion. Alistair, here we go. Use the sword into enemies. Throw the sword like a boomerang. Double jump in the air. Oh, well, that's a bummer. Because basically have to save up for air hike. Although I feel like, well, maybe it would let me get. This game doesn't really seem to have backtracking. Didn't think so. So it wouldn't be progression gating, but it might be secrets that I can only get if I can double jump. In an earlier room. Pride of Lion is granted only to those who choose the path of trials. Not back to where we were seeing this, right? Discrete chunks of the stage. A non-copyrighted infringing enemy that looks like a mind player. It's a Schmind Schmare. Don't worry. I think those are among the only things that Wizards is actually copyrighted, right? Like beholders and mind players. You can borrow a lot of the rules and ideas, but those specific creatures you have to be careful with. Unless if you're Japan, you don't give a shit. You can just call it a mind flayer. Staff of Hermes, it's used in the art of alchemy. You can feel some kind of mysterious force I can't quite understand yet. They have a few other ones, I have to look it up. Go back to the path and thou shalt return from the abyss with thy life burns. Right, exactly. They didn't want to call it a Balrog. They also can't call them hobbits, rather halflings. I think there were a couple other Tolkien things I had to be careful with. Those are the two big ones, though. Get back over there? Ah, probably. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how is this game gonna handle that? Probably should pick up the thing that's not the double jump just so that I can get a higher rating in these fights. I assume I get more of those red XP orbs if I get a higher rating in the fights. I need to be able to move more. Was this game, or did I forget the guy's name. The guy that's the mastermind behind the God of War games. Did he cite Devil May Cry as an inspiration? Don't fall in the water. That's David Jones. He also made Twisted Metal and Gotham City Imposters, I want to say. Shit. I don't think this is actually a dexterity thing. I think there's just a button I can press to choose which platform I'm leaping to next. Oh no, it's pretty obvious. I mean, the red XP orbs that drop from things. I feel like Devil May Cry invented the spectacle brawler, and God of War kind of perfected it. Okay, so I can cross by doing that. This thing should work now, right? Hasn't popped up yet. Double trigger. Pressed all the other buttons in combat. I can try it again in a second. Boss fight.
What a big surprise. I hope for your sake you got something inside that big body of yours.
God, it's so bad. I feel like the voice acting is fine, just the localization is questionable. Oh, I didn't realize I could hold like bumper and shoot. First attempt here. This guy's actually pretty tough. I guess I might have some vital stars. Yeah. It's only his tail that takes damage. hitting him enough times like that makes him open up so I can damage him? Not clear. Oh, there is a save button there. Okay, let's die and then try it again. I know this guy isn't quite as face roll as all the mobs have been up to this point. And then Dante died. But not forever. Oh, I only have a certain number of lives. Interesting, so I start the chapter over if I run out of those, I guess? Put him in the front. I can damage him pretty easily. If I hit him before he breathes there, I'll do a lot of damage. I need a dodge weapon really badly. Let's see if I can pull that as an upgrade. Ooh, and it takes away my healing item too, it works. Really ugly Quaylog. This fight's harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm excited. The rest of the boss fights are like this. That's cool. I actually have to pay attention. I can't just button mash my way through it. So I think I have a safe way to damage him and minimize the amount of damage I take. Try again. I wonder if it's even possible to maintain a combo on him, though. Maybe with some of the upgrades. Typically I can only level up between chapters or at those statues. Holding right bumper, press the left stick in the direction of Dante's back and press the... Oh, while holding RB, press left and right stick to roll. Press the left bumper when 3 or more magical gauges are charged. Might help. Okay, let me practice it real quick. That's pretty nice. So right bumper is like a strafe button, I guess? In general. Okay. Gotcha. It's kind of a roll. You can roll at them. So I should keep that pressed most of the game, looks like. Alright, let's try it. Oh, there's a devil trigger, I see. Okay, that makes things a lot easier. Fire thing, son of a bitch! Maybe I can shoot that to stop it. Ow, crap. Or I can have him jump on me and kill me. We're getting there. Thanks, Yahan. Appreciate the hot tips. Always there to provide good Andrea advice even when Andrea's not here. Guess I can stagger him if I'm double trigger those things. couple hits off and stop moving, I guess. Oh, is that really? Could have had it the whole time, I guess. First try. Got it.
First try.
Oh, bunch of health. There are a bunch of XP orbs. That makes me excited for the other boss fights. I'll have to learn their attacks and get good. So do I reset to 3 yellow orbs in the next level? Team it double. Excuse me, I'm not Liam O'Brien. Easy automatic mode. In this mode, you'll be able to perform and enjoy many different moves with simplified controls. With just one button, you'll be able to perform many different sword actions depending on the situation. You also have fire without pressing RB to aim. Plus, by holding down the fire button, you'll be able to rapid fire and be able to play in easy mode. Do I have to switch to easy mode? No, not yet. Good time to ask you, though. Maybe later. Speed, moves assorted enemies. Hold the sword like a boomerang. Airborne and capable of performing aerial electrocution attacks. I feel like I've played other games that use air raid as an attack name. Japanese titles. I can dodge for air hike. Ooh. I should get this one, it's the cheapest one. Look up how it works. Display one strength of the lion or open the path. Acquire the melancholy soul. While holding right bumper, press the left stick in the direction Dante is facing. Oh, okay, that's really nice. Hey, it's my buddy. I'm supposed to be dodging here, I guess. I'm taking cover, jumping. Rests. I'm playing the HD collection because it's a PS2 game. There is a reboot recently that was also just called Devil May Cry, right? The PS2 version 60 FPS as well? Receiving me. I've heard good things about it. Sonic 06. Maybe not that bad. They also just kind of pretend like that never happened. Imagine there's a pretty big juggling game in this server, right? Oh, the Devil May Cry remake wasn't bad? I thought it was bad, maybe not that bad. I mean, what kind of game is it? It's not a spectacle brawler? Oh, it's more in common with other M. Totally serviceable gameplay. Character assassination. So, I'm having a similar issue to Bayonetta where I don't really understand the purpose of the gun. Like, it does so little damage compared to the sword melee attack. It doesn't seem like it keeps combo running. What's the use case for the gun? I mean, I used it to finish off the boss when I was pretty low on health. That's the use case. That thing is like a couple hit points from being dead. There are gun combos. Magical destruction will awaken. See if my yellow orbs persist or not. Oop. I guess we'll find out what happens when I run out of those. Yeah, indeed. Have people historically taken like the story and the character pretty seriously in Devil May Cry? I thought these games were more about like the gameplay and the spectacle. But already Dante hasn't really talked too much. I gotta take this guy seriously too. Start again from a save point. Let me reload soon. Oops, not that one. I should save on the first step. You know, I want to make sure we get to the end of the game in a reasonable time. Although, if I reload this save, do I only have one life? Do I only have one yellow orb? Dante's a cool GT. DMC Dante is a whiny GT. I'll stay on this mode for now. See a double star, I guess. Oh, recovers. Let's try to get on normal and see if it resets my life count. I guess I could just like save outside the door where the dude is, right? Scissor ghosts. Scissor sisters. Is it by the same studio? I assume that the original creators of Devil May Cry lost control of it, right? So just Capcom took over the series, I guess? closer. Interesting. I've only seen that happen a couple times. Looks like the original release of Final Fantasy XIV was by a lead director who actively disliked Final Fantasy and was like trying to keep as much Final Fantasy stuff out of it as possible. Didn't call chocobos, called them horse birds, stuff like that. Very odd. So I'm gonna go back down here to farm. At least try to fight puppets for health orbs. Does this game generally expect that you're gonna farm some of the enemies early on to get upgrades? Is it like balanced around that? Also, those orbs disappear if I don't pick them up fast enough. Bonus cross-promotional content. I mean, it's fine. What is it? Is it 15 crossover quest? Oh right, because... Oh wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Square movie software. But I can find because I can't farm a lot. I feel like I want to get more moves. Chocobo camel? Can you post it like an image? Yeah. Like that statement, so. Yeah, that thing's pretty terrifying looking. Thanks. I'm gonna fail you.
No, you're not.
Live on the air, I'm gonna fail you here.
Hey!
First try.
Thank you.
One of my favorite gifs on the internet, there's this like a cooking competition, and it's timed, and there's this woman who's like really struggling to open a jar that's screwed on too tight. She cannot get it to open, and like the clock is running, she's freaking out, and her dad is in the audience, so she runs over and brings it to her dad for him to open it. And like, you can just see the determination in his eyes. Like, it is not an option for him to fail at opening that jar. He must open it. It's like the, you know, like when a mother lifts a car to save her child.
And he opens it.
He opens it, absolutely.
Very quickly.
Yeah. Come airborne to cable over an area electrocution. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna try to get as many skills as I can. It seems correct. Alright. Air raid. Press right bumper while jumping and devil trigger. Press B or X to strike electrocution. That makes sense.
game is this?
This is Devil May Cry. This is a
Like,
precursor.
they're giving
to...
him permission? It's like, it's okay, Devil. You've
It's
been
like-
through a lot.
It's like
You can
Devil May
cry.
Care,
You may cry.
but it's edgier.
Here, let me give you a hug. It looks like you need it.
It's a precursor to Bayonetta.
Ah. I was gonna say, that's not Bayonetta.
This is from 2001. It basically invented the.
Hey, Leia! I am wearing my honey rose lips today. They're a little bit more subtle.
You got your. What Zelda necklace?
Yeah, Dylan and I are doing date night tonight.
Ooh.
So, you know.
We'll get sushi, and I'm gonna watch you drink.
Yay! But I think they'll have music. And we'll have conversation. You'll get to, like, you know, enjoy my company.
I always enjoy your company. I don't mind. It's fun for you.
You don't mind going on a date with me.
No, I don't mind going to the wine bar. I don't drink. Andrea does drink. So going to the wine bar is watching you drink. Yeah.
Oh, hey! Penny Arcade and I are on the same page here.
You might. Bayonetta and Dante are in the same universe. It's just, I haven't seen anything that disabuses me of that so far. The localization in this game is pretty silly.
So, why isn't his outfit made out of hair?
Because Capcom hates women.
And also, yeah, I was gonna say, I was if I were to make this game, I would put him more in a David Bowie, Labyrinth outfit and accentuate the bulge.
Okay, so this is a precursor to that. This came out like 14 years before.
Oh, I thought you meant it was like a prequel.
No. This Bayonetta owes its existence to this game. Bayonetta is the evolved form of this game.
I see.
This game
I'm
is
still upset that he doesn't have a David Bowie bulge.
the main character of Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
Because David Bowie's package.
I mean, it just
and
carries the
Conley,
movie.
and then David Bowie. The game needs more chunking.
Yeah, absolutely. More junk in the trunk. And junk in the front.
His outfit's made of tears. Almost tears. Partially formed tears. He feels like he's gonna cry, but not quite. Okay, you ready to watch me fail really badly?
Sure.
My ass kicked here.
Is this a boss or something? Is it the devil?
It's a kitty.
Just tell him he's ugly and that it's okay to cry.
I'm part devil, but I also hunt devils.
Hunt, not hump. I was
Yes,
confused.
I hunt devils. This game's very 2001. There's a very like Matrix Equilibrium vibe to it.
Ooh, I like both those movies.
Yeah, I can't save any time. It's a little bit of time. We're going to 1:35 o'clock.
Gotcha.
What am I making?
You know the, like, almost
I'm not supposed
end
to fight this thing.
battle scene of Equilibrium where they have to go through all of the, like, cleaves in order to get to the final guy? And he just, like, murders all of them? Wow, you did fail.
And apparently, and this is a super bummer, the number of lives is tied to my save when I game over. So the fact that I wasted a bunch of lives practicing a boss means I'm always going to be at 0 lives now.
Anyway, we watched that scene where he just, like, kills all these people. I remember he, like, puts 2 clips on the floor so that when he's out, he, like, does this roll and just gets 2 more clips in his gun. It was great. But anyway, we went up and we got, Hannah's dad. And we're like, you have to see this. And he's like, you just watched about 2 dozen men die and we're cheering it on. Like, yep. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting. It seems like dodging is unnecessary for trash, but like very critical for bosses. I assumed from the.
Just channel your Dark Souls.
I know, right? Well, I mean, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. But, like, the trash isn't preparing me for the bosses. The trash is mash the button and try to make the DCBAS go up. But then the boss is, like, you know, hit safely once. And then dodge away, and then hit safely once and dodge away. So I got it. I just need to know what the game's design philosophy is. That's all.
All right, you are now playing Dark Souls. Dark Souls is the game you are playing. You need to be in the Dark Souls mindset.
Always be rolling.
Always be rolling. Okay.
Then no. I was always being rolling there. Got hit off on me.
Oh.
Pretty cool attack.
Man, the music is on point.
As I said, very early 2000s.
Dark Souls! Dark Souls!
I did!
No, you didn't.
I just didn't dodge out of the way. I dodged. I need to learn what his attacks are too. It's useless to just
Dark Souls!
If I don't know what his moves are, it's not very helpful.
And you're dead. That's a really tough boss, actually. He's fast, he has these ranged attacks.
Interesting.
He's also kind of ethereal.
So I can sit. Yeah.
He's kind of cloudy.
Incorporeal.
Incorporeal.
Wait a minute. I did save outside that room, but it still set me back here.
I know, right? I don't understand why he's
orbs.
taking all that damage. You know, he just likes to do his own thing sometimes.
Am I gonna have to fight the spider again? Weird. Yeah, the production in this game is unusual. I guess I kept some of my resources, like I have all my power-ups, right? I wonder if they kept the whole yellow orb system in the later games. I guess Bayonetta definitely doesn't have anything like that. I didn't try to fight it before. I'm gonna try it out like this, see what happens. Before I just ran away from it. Oh, I got a bunch of orbs for doing that. I'll go back to my puppet room. I'll try to fill up my health here. Maybe I can get another power up. Guess I'm gonna have to load my save and do that each time, and I'll at least get some more power ups each attempt. So.
I like your lightning sword.
It's pretty cool. I was like walking through this random castle, and there was a statue on the wall of a lady that had a sword in her chest.
Sure.
I was like, that's a cool statue. And then it turned out to be a spooky skeleton with a sword in its chest. And the
that
sword...
seems like that wouldn't really affect a skeleton that much.
It was pretty spooky, though. I'm going to tell you right now. I was spooked. And then it got even spookier because the sword flew out of the skeleton and into me. It, like, impaled me.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, did I just get a game over for talking to a spooky skeleton? But then, instead of, like, doing the reasonable thing, and Dante, like, taking the sword and pulling it first out of his chest, he lifted his entire body up through the sword, including, like, the hilt of the sword.
Nice.
And then, instead of, like, going, wow, that was kind of weird, this sword just fucking impaled me, he, like, got all pumped and did, like, a little sword dance with it to celebrate his rad new electric sword. It was the defining moment of the game for me so far. It really set the tone for what to expect from this game. 1 second. I didn't try air raid. I could do that. Right bumper in devil trigger, press B. No, that sounds funny, Chorus. I guess the checkpointing system can work in my advantage, because if I die again with no health, then I fight the spider again, which lets me get more XP, which lets me get more abilities, which potentially make it back. Dodging doesn't have iframes in this game, right? It just removes you from danger quickly. Kitties have patience. No, that's a word you understand. Steam invented a genre called the spectacle brawler.
Ah,
Like Bayonetta.
yeah, Bayonetta definitely cranked that up.
Mm-hmm.
Was it before or after Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Mortal Kombat's
Like old game?
is a fighting game.
No, I know, but like it has spectacular deaths.
That's true. It's a spectacle fighting game, but it's not a brawler. Like brawler meaning like it's your traditional level design. It's player versus environment, not player
Maybe
versus.
they were inspired by Mortal Kombat.
Well, it's definitely over the top gory. Like yeah. What's a better word to describe? Mortal Kombat's like cheesy. Maybe isn't the right word. It's definitely way over the top.
Dark Souls. Dark Souls.
Uh-huh. I still need to understand.
I love that she shoots with her feet.
I haven't
It
seen
reminds me
Matrix
of,
in this
did you
game
guys ever see, what was the first Grindhouse movie? What was the
Planet
first?
Terror. She
Planet
gets the
Terror.
gun attached to her.
Yeah, right, because she, like,
Amputated
doesn't have a
leg.
leg, so she puts a machine gun on it.
He always attacks where I spawn in. Oh, that's pretty nice. Let's do that. Oh, I see. I have to do that in order to damage him, so I'm glad I picked up the... That's why I wasn't hurting him before.
I'm not entirely sure what you mean, sir, but I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Dark Souls is as well.
Oh, you won! Yay!
See, that's what I meant about not understanding. Last time I fought him, I wasn't actually doing any damage to him because I had to shoot him in order to make him vulnerable.
Because he was so
But
imperial.
I couldn't tell that I wasn't hurting him. Yeah. Yeah, and you notice that shoot slows my fall.
Ah, that's very nice. He's covered.
Alright, I'm getting this game a little bit better, understanding its rules. Thanks, Johan. Well, by not being in melee range, and by actually productively harming the enemy, I was able to end the fight before it could kill me.
Aw, thanks, Lan. But that is not true. It takes a very special person to, like, put up with me.
You'd be surprised. It's not putting up with, it's a joy to be with you all the time, Andrew. I was also surprised to find out that a lot of, you didn't have a lot of relationship success prior to me, right?
Nope. I think it can be summed up as one guy said, I really tried to like you.
Oof. Why would you say that to someone?
I don't know,
Even if
'cause
it's
you're a
true,
fucking
why would you
dick.
say that? I think you're intimidating to a lot of dudes.
Dude, go online, because then you can be all like, I am super fucking smart, and then people, if they don't want that, they don't talk to you. And actually, let me tell you that when I went online dating, I got lots and lots of responses. I went on OkCupid. I think it's because I was this nerdy girl. And for some reason, there were lots of nerdy guys.
Shock. Shock and awe.
Anyway, it worked out for me, therefore it has to work out for everyone. But yeah, if someone's intimidated by your intelligence, then yeah, they're not worth it.
Wow. Well, it's not just that. Like you're like superstar ambitious scientist.
I'm not that ambitious. Am I ambitious?
You have your PhD. That requires a certain level of ambition.
No, Benedict.
Your default state is not to lounge around and play MMOs all day.
I just want to lounge around and watch that new Sabrina show all day.
It's pretty good. The new
Yeah, we're
Sabrina show
only
is pretty
like
good.
on episode 4. We saw the episode where she had to get a lawyer to battle the devil in verbal, debatable content.
And that's all we'll say, people that haven't seen it yet. It's good though. It's very cheesy, but it knows it's cheesy and it embraces it, and it's fine. It's very sincere too. Like, I didn't know that Sabrina was an Archie comic, or that it exists in the Archie Comics universe, and that characters from the Archie Comics TV show appear in this one. Can it be used as a weapon? Okay, that's a puzzle item. Okay. Okay. I love how these puzzles aren't really puzzles. And they describe what you eventually do. Absolutely. Man, we really like impaling statues in this. Melancholy soul.
Dude, the newsroom is awesome. We really liked that.
Sabrina's great.
Sabrina's also great.
I love the newsroom, Aki. It's Aaron Sorkin's great. Lets me fantasize about living in his reality. The West Wing or the newsroom reality. You gotta see, one of my favorite clips from the newsroom has Toby from The Office talking about climate change. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Sure.
You can probably Google it. Newsroom climate change sequence.
Is that the devil? Is that Satan? Is he crying?
That's me and my devil fruit.
Oh.
I gotta go fight devil meat.
Are you crying?
Stinking hole was the last place I thought I'd find anyone with some guts.
What?
Let's go outside and play!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the opening scene's really good. Should watch the newsroom again. I don't think we finished it. Unfortunately, it ended before... Like, it got canceled before they could finish the show they wanted to make. Hey, Kion said to me when I was getting on the same bus as Kai Mom's friend, I'm not supposed to start dating, she doesn't want 2 moms. I made to find a male friend instead, and that wasn't the right answer either. Be part of her, it didn't bother her.
It wouldn't be a second mom, it would be a new friend.
Well, she's like, that didn't bother her. The only thing she wanted, she didn't want 2 mothers or 2 fathers.
So she just wants you guys to not socialize at all. That's pretty funny.
That attack's pretty good. Stay in the air while I'm doing it.
Yeah, he's definitely got range on you with that sword.
Jerk. There's a lot of my same attacks, it looks like. Shit.
You gonna stun lock him?
That would be nice. Very Matrix. Let me healing. Let's go ahead and save. I think it lets me keep my resources if I game over. I'll make it on a second file just in case. Oh, wow. As I jumped up, he just slashed right through
slapped
me.
you. You are dead.
Yes, kitties, I know. You're
Seems
so
like a harder game than Bayonetta.
It is, and I was not expecting that. Harder game than than God of War. I don't know if that's true for the entire series, if that's true for this game specifically, but I kind of enjoy that. Like, Bayonetta ended up being pretty face-roll a lot of the time.
Dude, so I 100%ed Treetops and Spyro today. I had to look up the third dragon jump sequence, because everyone's like, oh, you just do the supercharge loop, and I'm like, you go backwards on 2 of the supercharges during that run. Like, it is not obvious.
Oh, come on. Fix the camera.
Yeah, Treetops is tough.
This one's harder than all the others.
Oh. Treetops is also difficult for anyone who's played Spyro.
It's the hardest level in the series. I'll get the hang of it. I have to be able to predict better what's gonna hurt me more.
Do you have to battle that shadow monster again?
I do. I do all that stuff again. I used up all my extra lives not knowing how the live system worked. But I keep my XP when I die, so I can at least get new abilities for future attacks. I could try giving in and turning on easy mode just to make sure you see the whole game and I don't keep restarting trying to get good at it.
Oh my god, he's like, oh, can I try? And then proceeds in like the span of 2 minutes to get rid of 5 of my lives. And I'm like, okay, you are not allowed to try anymore.
I haven't played Spyro before.
He's
I'd give it a shot.
just charging and then just continuing to or he's in a flight and then he tries to charge to make the flight go bigger and I'm like, oh my god.
No, I thought Spyro was like every other game, and if you press the charge button is just a run button, so you hold it down the whole game.
No.
But if you're holding down charge, you cannot glide.
Correct.
And I did not. That's so contrary to my instincts to not hold what is the equivalent of the run button constantly. See, I think I made that jump like 3 times and just held down the charge button, and Spyro goes whoop. Like, what happened? I pressed the glide button.
Ugh.
It's okay. You recovered eventually.
Actually, I noticed that I think most of the levels they have like 1 extra life, but I think in Treetops they had like 3 that they just kind of gave you.
We'll have good abilities.
Yeah, man, I let him try because I was having really big trouble with Crystal Flight in the military people world. So he did a good job with that.
Last couple times I saved after the bonus room, and I repeated. We just run in the mill jank. Yeah, that didn't have any unexpected buttons for me.
That's true. It's like just the joystick. You go up, you go down, you go left, you go right.
Press flame to flame things.
Right, press flame.
I might just need to farm up lives, because I think I can technically do that. If I run around the castle for a while, I can get a bunch of yellow orbs. But I think next time I game over, I'll just turn on easy mode. Just so we can see the whole game and I'm not dying and repeating the same bosses over and over and over. And we can get to, presumably the later Devil May Cry games are very good, right? So which ones are good? All of the numbered ones, not the remake? I can buy yellow orbs with the red ones, yeah. It's pretty expensive, but I can technically farm for it. But maybe do that off stream. Ouch.
Dark Souls!
Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Kevin. Good seeing you. Hi, Ben.
He's so hungry.
well, at least that went better, right? And I'm defeating a spider consistently. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I passed an upgrade statue not far from here. This was...
Hello, Benedict. He's just off screen.
I think he knocked it to you.
It's cool.
Oh. Do you mind?
There he is. See, there's Dylan.
No, no, none of that.
There's Ben. He's like
No.
right off screen.
And Marty's up there. I think Ben might be a hungry thing.
Hi, Ben.
It's not Marty, that's Ben. No, Cammy, that's Ben.
I love when she does cat at the end. You thought that that would be scripted.
It was not. She's too young to be scriptable.
This is true.
Alright, so I'm gonna put this sword in here just yet. I want to level up first. Let me turn it off. Thank you.
So soft and furry.
He's also quite little. Looking for a level up statue, please. Not sure, but I think they might be hungry. I know they have scythes instead of scissors. They do have a lot of XP. That's cool. They'll get the double jump pretty easily. Cool. Does your devil trigger only regenerate when you like attack, or does it come back over time?
Nice.
Good amount of XP in this room. I'm gonna try to make it to a level statue, just so I can do that before next stream. And finish off these guys real quick. It's frustrating to hit.
Yeah, they're fast.
It seems bad. I think I want that to touch the ground. I don't know what it'll do, but I'm sure it's something good. Taunting might charge it. There was one back here. Secret mission. Defeat 100 phantom babies within the time limit. So I get a secret mission by going in here? Phantom babies are just spiders, basically. That seems more effective than trying to sort of push. Phantom babies. Did I miss it? Or did I just barely get it? I think I missed it.
It's either one. It's one of those. You missed it by one if you missed it.
Oh, man.
One. I saw that say 99.
You gave it to me.
Oh, okay. Alright. Ooh, I was gonna say, if you missed it by
Secret
one, that
mission.
sucks.
Clear. Can you keep a secret? Alright, that's time, folks. Let me save, and then I'm gonna leave a message to future me. Okay. So, future me. You're playing Devil May Cry. You should rewind the VOD a little bit to see the room you're supposed to go to. You have to put a sword in a statue, and you have to fight a version of you that's very difficult. Before you do that, you should find a level up statue and get a new ability. And you should maybe buy some extra life tokens. It looks like you can farm the room that has the ghost ladies with the scythes to get plenty of resources to buy plenty of extra lives. It looks like you have to kill 2 of them to get 1 extra life token. See you in the future.